Motherfucking motherfucker! He's pulling his cock out!
Say my name.
Fucking 9-9.
After 3 drivers' deaths at the Agartha GP, round 2 of the Formula Piss series goes to the most safest place currently on Earth, Bahrain. One of the safest places on Earth, right next to the Strait of Hormuz. We're coming here for its safety and being such a great country and for no other reason. And with that, let's head down for the Bahrain anthem. We're now heading to the safest race in our series history. Jeffy on the pole will lead us to the green flag. The pace car is coming in to pit lane. The fans are on their feet, getting ready for these 26 drivers to go around the Bahrain Grand Prix. Which one of these 26 drivers will win the second ever race of Formula Piss? Jeffy and Danny DeVito will lead us to the green flag of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Side by side as they enter turn 1. We'll see who gets the better of it here. This is the best overtaking opportunity of the track. Jeffy on the inside, but Danny DeVito with a lot of speed on the outside lane, and Danny DeVito will pass Jeffy, and Danny DeVito goes from second to first in the first corner. Now his teammate Kevin Hart will pass Walter White for third place, as Abe Lincoln also is in the fight. He gets into the top 5 now. Going up this hill side by side between Abe Lincoln and Walter White, a sentence you can only say in Formula Piss, as Abe Lincoln on the inside getting a good burst of speed there. We'll see if he's able to pass Walter White. Walter White's already been passed by Kevin Hart for third, and now he'll be passed by Abe Lincoln, it looks like, for fourth place. Walter White tumbling down to fifth already. We'll see if he has any fight left in him, and he doesn't. He loses 2 spots already. And now we go to Paige Callahan side by side with Shaq. Paige Callahan got some points in the last race at Agartha, and we're having a bit of a lag storm coming in. We think it will pass by lap 1, but a little bit of a lag storm here in the middle of the track. As Callahan will pass Shaq, and we go to Danny DeVito. This lag storm really hitting now, but it's Danny DeVito leading us so far. He almost died multiple times in Agartha. He's already got a huge gap between him and Jeffy, and they got a huge gap between them in third place. The battle for third place is Abe Lincoln goes to the inside of Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart trying to make it a double podium for Scuderia Ferrari, but he loses it there, back into fourth place, trying to replicate the success that Stewart's Ass Racing had last week with first and second for them last week. Scuderia Ferrari trying to get first and third, but one of their drivers falls in the fourth place. As we now go back towards the field, Eric Carlson got points last week, and now he's trying to get some more here. Goes the inside of, I believe, Jimmy Janssen. Going to be side by side coming down the backstretch. I won't know for sure if that's Jimmy Janssen until this lap is completed. But Walter White trying to get back into the podium position, it looks like. Not podium position, but at least get back in the fourth place. But Carlson is now going inside of Walter White. Walter White might lose a third position, and it looks like he will. And Carlson is going to get back-to-back top fives, and that is an amazing move from him right there. Now Jimmy Janssen's going to the inside of Walter White, trying to pass Carlson too, trying to pass two drivers at once. Walter White will lose a fourth position. Now Jimmy Janssen trying to pass Eric Carlson, get into the top five side by side for fifth place, and Jimmy Janssen will pass Carlson. And that's his top five hopes stashed for now, but he has plenty of time to make it back up. And Walter White will lose yet another position, this time to Paige Callahan. I think that's the fifth position he's lost, and we're already on lap 2. Carlson now side by side with Jimmy Janssen again. Carlson trying to get back into the top 5 again. Get some good points for his team. Side by side between Jimmy Janssen and Carlson. Jimmy Janssen trying to get Legacy Mid Club's first ever points there, and he immediately loses the position back to Carlson, and Paige Callahan trying to capitalize off that move immediately goes to the inside of Jimmy Janssen, trying to get him to lose 2 straight positions in one turn. Jimmy Janssen in a light blue 48 trying not to lose 2 straight positions here, side by side with Paige Callahan, at least trying to get a top 6 here, as they're side by side for 6th place. And Jimmy Janssen looks like he's going to lose 2 positions on one lap. Callahan into 6th place. That was an amazing move by her to capitalize off of him on the back foot after he got passed by Carlson. And now we go to Kevin Hart in 4th place. A major gap between him and the podium positions. And Carlson, I think he's slowing him down here. Carlson trying to pass Kevin Hart, trying to see if he can have pass him for 4th place and see if he can get that podium fight, because Kevin Hart is just very behind the podium positions. I don't know if he has damage or what, but he is slowing down the rest of the field from 4th place on back. And Carlson trying to pass him for 4th place to have a shot at the podium. Look how far away the podium drivers are already from them. And Carlson will pass Kevin Hart for 4th place, trying to get back-to-back top 5s here. Kevin Hart looks like he was going to get a double podium, but goes into 5th place. Now we go back towards the field, as we're now following Stingray Rob. He passes Baby Driver. Now he's looking to the outside of Walter White. Walter White might lose yet another position here. Stingray Rob trying to go in the inside lane, trying to get some help there on the inside lane. And Baby Driver's going to go with Stingray Rob on the inside lane, both trying to pass Walter White here in the turn. And Joshua Pierce rams into the back of Baby Driver. We'll see if either of them have to go in the pits for damage there, but Joshua Pierce slams in the back of Baby Driver. Now Walter White side by side with Stingray Rob. Walter White just keeps losing more and more positions here. And now Stingray Rob passes Walter White for 8th place. Walter White in the 9th place, and Baby Driver is right behind him. He might fall all the way out of the top 10, maybe out of points positions if he keeps this up. And now Kevin Hart in 5th place. Paige Callahan trying to get a top 5 here. And I think I'm right about that, about Kevin Hart slowing these drivers down. I don't know if he has damage or what, but look at that gap between him and Carlson. And Paige also trying to pass Kevin Hart to get that kind of gap and maybe fight for a podium if she's able to pass him. And now Baby Driver, her teammate, will pass Walter White for 9th place. Walter White into 10th. Joshua Pierce in 11th. And Shaq in 12th, both trying to capitalize on here. Jesse Peetman goes the inside of Shaq, but he does not pass him there. And while the rest of the field is in the middle of the track, Danny DeVito is already entering Sector 3, a dominant race for him so far. Jeffy in 2nd, Abe Lincoln in 3rd, trying to cast him. Carlson as well in 4th, and you see that gap between Carlson and Kevin Hart, like almost the entire hill there is the length between Carlson and Kevin Hart. I mean, these drivers have to pass Hart as quick as possible if they want even a shot at a podium for this race. Kevin Hart, I don't know what's wrong with him, but he is really just slowing everybody down here. As Paige, right behind him, makes her move, and she'll go to the inside lane, trying to get her speed to pass Kevin Hart, and she does. And she will move up into the top 5, and it's side by side between Yemi Janssen and Stingray Robb coming off of the final corner. And Yemi Jansen's gonna pass Stingray Robb, I believe. And now Yemi Janssen is trying to track down Kevin Hart as we go further in the field. And there's Joshua Pierce, and he indeed is going into pit road after slamming into Baby Driver in turn 1. Gonna have to replace that front wing there. And now Yemi Janssen on the inside of Kevin Hart. And Yemi Janssen is trying to get on the inside lane there. Side by side behind them as well, between Stingray Robb and Baby Driver. Yemi Janssen trying to get Kevin Hart to lose yet another position. Kevin Hart's already fallen out of the podium and the top 5. And now Yemi Janssen will go into 6th place. And Baby Driver will pass Stingray Robb. Now trying to pass Kevin Hart on the same straightaway as well. Trying to make 2 positions on 1 straightaway. And Baby Driver on the inside lane, getting a tow from Yemi Janssen, is going to pass Kevin Hart. Hart already goes from 6th to 8th in 1 lap, loses 2 positions. Stingray Robb also lost some positions there, but not as badly as Kevin Hart did. Kevin Hart trying to salvage this race, honestly. I mean, he's just tumbling down the order, as well as Walter White in 10th place, who was also off in the top 5 earlier in this race, and Walter White has fallen out of this order. Jesse Piedmont trying to pass him for 10th place. And here we go for the battle for 13th, and that's Ronnie, I believe, passing that driver. Ronnie's in a position now to try to hunt down Shaq, I believe, in 12th place, trying to get the final point here today. Walter White started this race in 4th place in the top 5. Now his teammate Jesse Piedmont is coming down on him. They're going to be side by side. Jesse Piedmont started this race in 17th. He goes the inside of his teammate who started 4th. Going through the corner here, side by side between Los Polos Hermanos teammates. And Jesse Piedmont enters the top 10. Jesse Piedmont has gone from 17th to 10. That's 7 game positions for him so far. And Walter White will go from 4th to 11th out of the top 10. He's lost as many positions as his teammate Jesse Piedmont has gained. And now Stingray Robb is right behind Kevin Hart. He sees blood in the water, and he's going to go around the outside here. Stingray Robb, I mean, it would help if he had some people to help him draft with him. He's going to the inside of Kevin Hart, and he will pass Kevin Hart. It looks like on the final turn, Kevin Hart will get a burst of speed there. Thanks from Jesse Piedmont there. And Stingray Robb will have the hold off from now. And now Jesse Piedmont trying to capitalize off of this. Now trying to go to the inside of Stingray Robb. Stingray Robb going from trying to pass Kevin Hart to now trying to get now he's getting passed by Jesse Piedmont. And now Jesse Piedmont goes to the inside of Kevin Hart. And now Stingray Robb going to the inside with Jesse Piedmont trying to draft together to pass Kevin Hart here. Stingray Robb loses another position, but trying to work together with Jesse Piedmont to at least pass Kevin Hart here. And Jesse Piedmont will pass Kevin Hart. Now, Baby Driver in that 62 car will pass Yemi Janssen in the blue 48 car. Gabe's biggest inspirations, their 2 drivers are now in 5th and 6th place respectively. And now, Stingray Robb has passed Kevin Hart now. Walter White, side by side with Ronnie, for 11th place there. And Ronnie trying to get double their points to 2 instead of 1. And Ronnie on the inside lane might be able to do it here. Walter White just keeps losing more positions. And now he's in the last points paying position in 12th. So far going to get 1 point here today if it holds. But he might fall out of the points here today based on his race so far. And same thing with Kevin Hart, another driver who's tumbled down the order. He's in 10th place right now. And Ronnie right behind him trying to pass him for 11th place. And Kevin Hart might tumble all the way out of the top 10 here today. Horrible races for Kevin Hart and Walter White. But Kevin Hart's teammate here, Danny DeVito, already in Sector 3. Don't even see 2nd place until now. He's basically got a straightaway lead to 2nd place here. Danny DeVito, a dominant race so far compared to his teammate. And we go back to 7th place here. Yemi Janssen getting some pressure from Jesse Piedmont. As they enter the straightaway here in Sector 3, Jesse Piedmon right behind Jimmy Janssen. Jesse Piedmon trying to get another position here. It's going to go to the inside lane. Doesn't have any help from Stingray Rob, who's kind of far away, but Jesse Piedmon looks like he's able to pass Jimmy Janssen here, coming off of the final turn. But he gets a little loose there. That's going to give Jimmy Janssen another opportunity, and Jimmy Janssen looks like he'll hold on to the position for now, but Jesse Piedmon is still wanting to fight for that position. He's still right behind him, even though he got loose. He's still in this fight, and he goes to the inside of Jimmy Janssen. Jesse Piedmon determined to get this position into turn 1 now. He wasn't able to pass him on the final turn. He was able to pass him on the first turn here, still side by side. This battle just keeps on going. It's going to give Stingray Rob an opportunity to catch up to these two. And now, finally, Jesse Piedmon will pass Jimmy Janssen for that position. Jimmy Janssen in the 8th, Stingray Rob in 9th, 10th is Ronnie, 11th is Kevin Hart, I believe, and Walter White in 12th place, a far out points paying position from the top 4 to 12th place, as Shaq is trying to pass him, as well as Lewis Hamlin in 14th. Lewis Hamlin won the first race and led the most laps, the most points he can possibly get. And now he's in 14th, trying to track down Kevin Hart and get the last points paying position, at least a point after getting the most points you can get last race. And you see that gap between these drivers here. I mean, this is just ridiculous gaps in the front of the field. There's more battles towards the back of the field. As you see the gap even between teammates at GBI from 5th and 6th place now. We go to Jesse Piedmon in 7th, and the field's a lot more crunched up from 7th on back, with Jesse Piedmon kind of getting some speed away from Jimmy Janssen. Now Stingray Rob trying to catch Jimmy Janssen as well as Ronnie. And I just realized halfway through the race, I still haven't acknowledged the 3 new drivers. You probably saw them in the intro, but the baby Lily Verstappen, Max Verstappen's, I think, 1-year-old daughter, will replace Sonny Hayes after his death in Agartha. Both of Scuderia Ferrari's drivers died last week, which now I think is kind of earned given their new car that Ferrari has bought out. But Danica Patrick Starr will replace Winterslop in the 7 car, while Must Be Water in the 16th car will be replaced by the reserve driver Henk Harvick in the 29 car. If you remember Piston Cup Series last season, he was a driver for Crosshair Petronas Patriot Racing. Now he's in Formula Piss. As we go to the battle for the 9th position, I think, side by side between Stingray Rob and Ronnie, I believe, side by side for 9th place, and Ronnie is not able to pass him there. Will hang on the 10th place there. There you see the gap between 10th and 11th there. Kevin Hart and Walter White slowing down the rest of the field. These two have tumbled down the order, and now Tosi Stewart looking to pass Shaq for 13th position. And now Lewis Hamlin, the winner from last week, is on the inside of Shaq. Now he's trying to pass Walter White in the same corner. He's not able to. He's still side by side with Shaq. And Tosi Stewart just trying to get at least a point after getting the max amount of points last week. Past Shaq for 13th. Now he just has to track down Walter White and pass him to at least get 1 point this race. And there you see the gap between Kevin Hart and his teammate again, as Kevin Hart is just entering Sector 1, and I believe Danny DeVito's now in Sector 2. And now we go back to Joshua Pierce, who had that damage early in the race, and he's just near nobody and dead last. I mean, at least he didn't DNF, but he's still not going to get any points. I mean, there's no way he's going to catch up all the way to 12th. So, an annoying day for Joshua Pierce, honestly. You almost died last week, and your teammate dies last week. And now you're just, fucked the whole race, this race. And speaking of fucked, Walter White, who started 4th all the way to 12th, and now he has last week's winner trying to pass him for 12th place. And now we go to Jeffy and the rest of the front runners here. And there's just a lot of gaps in here, trying to find a battle, honestly. And Stingray Rob is getting chased down by Ronnie, Jeffy's teammate, trying to make it 2 of their drivers get in the top 9 if they're able to pass Stingray Rob here. But so far, a double top 10 for LeDrink Motorsports, and that's a good finish for them if they're able to hold on here. But Ronnie's looking for a little bit more as he's chasing down Stingray Rob, and Stingray Rob is kind of chasing down Jimmy Janssen here. Got a 3-way battle here. We'll see who makes a move first, and it's Ronnie going to the inside lane, trying to pass Stingray Rob here. goes into that final corner, gets a little loose, and Stingray Rob looks like he's going to hold on there. A lot of drivers trying to pass on that final corner, but just get a little loose coming out of it and are unable to pass on that final corner. We've seen that all day, as now Toasty Stewart tries to go to the outside, Jesse Pinkman unable to do it, and Shaq's right behind him trying to gain his position back. He's right behind Toasty Stewart as he get another lag storm here, side by side. And now Ronnie chasing down Stingray Rob on that inside lane there. It'll pass Stingray Rob for 9th, trying to pass Jimmy Johnson for 8th as well. And Stingray Rob falls in the 10th place, and Ronnie is up in the 9th. We'll see if Stingray Rob will be able to pass him. And now we go back to the battle for 13th. But it's not Shaq battling Lewis Hamlin. It's his teammate for Last Row Motorsports, Leon Kennedy. He's going to pass Lewis Hamlin for 13th. And now he's going to try to track down Walter White. This is an exciting battle for 13th there. But if they keep battling, they're going to lose their shot at getting a point and catching Walter White to get at least a point in this race. And now we go back up to 8th place. And Ronnie's trying to pass yet another driver here on this lap, trying to gain 2 positions on 1 lap. He goes to the outside lane there. I'm not sure if that's the move you want to do. I think the inside lane is the better preferred lane on that corner. But now, with some draft from Stingray Rob, is going to pass Jimmy Johnson, and Ronnie goes from 10th to 8th in 1 lap. A very good lap for Ronnie there. But the battle between Ronnie, Stingray Rob, and Jimmy Johnson's kind of slowing them down, and the rest of the field's kind of catching up to them. Kevin Hart in 11th, Walter White in 12th, Leon Kennedy in 13th, kind of catching up to them. And now we go to Danny DeVito, almost already finishing this lap. And he has a straightaway lead over Ronnie and Abe Lincoln, and Carlson's kind of catching up to Ronnie and Abe Lincoln. He might be able to get a podium here. Paige Callahan in 5th place, her teammate, Baby Driver, in 6th place, trying to chase her down there. We'll see if there's a battle between teammates there. Jesse Pinkman in 7th place, and now we go back. Look at this gap here. Okay, here's Jesse Pinkman going to enter the final corner, and 8th is Ronnie, and 9th is Jimmy Johnson with Stingray Rob right behind them. Ronnie's already got a massive gap between them. Now Stingray Rob goes to the inside lane, trying to make a pass here, but they keep getting loose on the final corner. We're able to see if Stingray Rob's able to do it, and he gets loose too, and Jimmy Johnson will hold on to 9th for now. He still loses his position this lap to Ronnie, but he's able to fend off Stingray Rob for now, and there's the gap between them in 11th and 12th place, as Jimmy Johnson will be in 9th, Stingray Rob in 10th. And now we go to the gap here, and Leon Kennedy in the catbird seat. He's now in 13th. He now has the opportunity to try to pass Walter White for 12th here. Kevin Hart and Walter White are definitely slowing down these drivers, but we keep having battles for 13th, and almost in contact there, almost runs in the back of them. And it's just like, there's just this massive battle for 13th, because 11th and 12th are slowing down all these drivers. Look at all these drivers that are all in this chain here, trying to pass each other, get into 13th, and Kevin Hart and Walter White just keep slowing down the rest of the field. They keep battling each other for 13th and the other position behind them, trying to get to even an opportunity to get into the points. Is now, like I said, Toasty Stewart is trying to go to the inside of Leon Kennedy, trying to pass him again, and potentially get in the points. Isn't able to do it there. Danny DeVito already in Sector 3. He's got a whole hill lead over Ronnie and the rest of them. I mean, they can't even see him now. But Eric Carlson is definitely catched up to Abe Lincoln and Ronnie. Abe Lincoln has not made a single move on Ronnie this entire race, but now Carlson has catched up to them, and now Carlson, I believe, it will definitely be in the battle for a podium here. He's able to pass them. Definitely has more speed if he's able to catch them all the way to right behind Abe Lincoln. We're about to head to lap 10, about to head to 3 laps to go. You can't even see Danny DeVito from the other podium drivers. I think Carlson has a chance to get at least up to 2nd place, but I think Danny DeVito has this in the bag. But Carlson has 3 laps to see if he can pass at least Abe Lincoln to get on the podium, or at least both of the drivers to get in 2nd place. But Carlson was 4th place last week. He's 4th place again right now. Now he goes to the GBI teammates of Paige and Baby Driver. And Baby Driver's kind of catching up to her. We'll see what happens there, if the team will stop Baby Driver from passing her and creating a battle, because that will let Jesse Pinkman and these other drivers catch up if they do battle, if the teammates battle. But we'll see if they're able to just let Baby Driver and Paige just battle out themselves for 6th place, as Stingray Rob trying to catch Yimi Janssen, Leon Kennedy trying to catch Jesse Pinkman in that final points paying position. I think the longer this race goes on, the lead drivers keep kind of getting farther away from each other, but there's just an amazing battle in this mid-pack here, as Tosi Stewart again trying to pass Leon Kennedy, trying to get back in the 13th place, going to the inside lane, and Tosi Stewart on the inside lane getting a tow from Walter White. I'm not sure if you want to help Tosi Stewart, last week's winner and led the most laps, got the most amount of points you can get in a race. I don't know if you want to help him and get him the tow, but Walter White is doing that, and Tosi Stewart into 13th. Now Tosi Stewart is in the cat's eye position, trying to pass Walter White for that final points position. I think Kevin Hart and Walter White have honestly been kind of lucky, even though they both tumble down the order. I mean, these battles behind them are just keeping them in the points paying positions for now, but their speed, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the both of them fall out of the points paying positions if they're able to stop fighting right behind them and just work together. Hart was in 3rd and Walter White was in 4th. Now they're in 11th and 12th respectively. I think they're kind of sitting ducks now, as you have Tosi Stewart, last race's winner, chasing down, trying to at least get a point here, and Danny DeVito already into the final corner. That just shows you the different speed between he and his teammate, and there's the gap between him and 2nd place. Ridiculous here. I think we can safely say Danny DeVito has won this race, but still, podium positions can be still up for grabs. As we see Baby Driver slowly catch up to his teammate, we'll see if he's able to pass her before the end of this race. As we head till 11 laps out of 12, 2 laps to go, Baby Driver definitely catching up to his teammate there. We'll see if they're able to have a battle before this race is over. And another driver we're seeing, if he's able to get at least one more position, is Stingray Rob. He's been behind Yimi Janssen for laps. Now, yet again, he's going to use the last corner to try to pass Yimi Janssen. It does not work for him at all so far, and does not work for him yet again there. And laps are running out for him. He's going to have 2 more laps to try to pass Yimi Janssen. Same thing for Walter White and Kevin Hart. And Walter White has lost more and more positions. Now he's trying to at least make an overtake. He's usually the one getting overtaken. Now he's the one trying to overtake others. He's trying to pass Kevin Hart on that final corner, but gets loose like most of the drivers here today. But now he has the inevitable. Tosi Stewart right behind him, goes to the inside lane. Walter White tried to save himself, tried to pass Kevin Hart and get into 11th place. But now he's got Tosi Stewart on his inside. Walter White starting in top 4. Now he's tumbling out of the points here, as last race's winner, Tosi Stewart, goes the inside, and now Tosi Stewart has finally gotten into the points. He got 26 points last race. Now he's going to at least get 27, maybe 28, if he's able to pass Kevin Hart. Tosi Stewart's getting 1 point so far. We'll see if he's able to gain a 2nd point as he chases down Kevin Hart. And we'll see if Walter White wants to work with Tosi Stewart and maybe work together so that Walter White can get back in the points if he's able to pass Kevin Hart. But there's already a gap between him and Tosi Stewart, and he's right behind Kevin Hart. I mean, he's a sitting duck right now. Hart just has a lap and a half to hold on while his teammate is just dominating this race. Yimi Janssen starting to get some speed and get some distance away from Stingray Rob. Might be able to hold on to his position there. And there you see the gap again. While Yimi Janssen and Stingray Rob are battling for 10th place, Danny DeVito's teammate is in Sector 1. Danny DeVito himself is going to take us to the white flag. He just has 1 more lap to go. He's got a straightaway lead over 2nd place. A dominant win for Danny DeVito. I'm calling it right now. He's winning this race. Ronnie, Abe Lincoln, Carlson, and Baby Driver is almost right behind his teammate. He's got 1 lap left. There's a gap between him and Jesse Pinkman. I think his team's going to let him try to battle Page there. I think there's enough of a gap between Baby Driver and Jesse Pinkman for these 2 teammates to battle without the worry of Jesse Pinkman trying to pass either one or both of them. As we get another massive lag spike here. And Tosi Stewart goes to the inside lane into the final corner. And Tosi Stewart will pass Kevin Hart there, but it gets a little loose And will Toasty Stewart finally be the first driver to use that final corner, be able to pass someone? And he's side by side with Kevin Hart going down the straightaway, and he's unable to pass him there. But he's going to get some draft from Kevin Hart and trying to pass him again on the straightaway, getting to the white flag side by side. And Toasty Stewart will pass Kevin Hart for 11th. He now will get 2 points from this race. He's able to hold on, but Kevin Hart is trying to still hold on, and Walter White's trying to draft with Toasty Stewart, trying to work together and trying to at least get back in the points for Walter White. And now Toasty Stewart is into 11th place. Now Walter White is chasing down Kevin Hart. These two drivers who tumbled down the order. Kevin Hart currently in the last points paying position. Walter White fell into 13th, but can at least salvage a point if he's able to pass Kevin Hart for 12th place. Stingray Rob has less than a lap to try to catch Jimmy Johnson, but I feel like Jimmy Johnson just keeps getting more distance on him. Stingray Rob only has a few more opportunities to try to pass Jimmy Johnson for 9th as we head back to the battle for 12th here. And they're kind of catching up to Stingray Rob and Jimmy Johnson, but I don't think it's enough laps to truly catch up to them. As we finally have Danny DeVito come off of the final turn. At the last race, Danny DeVito nearly died multiple times, but at Bahrain, he's led every single lap, including the most important one. He's 20 seconds ahead of second place, a dominant victory for Danny DeVito here at the Bahrain Grand Prix. An entire straightaways gap between him and second place here. Let's see, it's the final battle for the podium positions, and it looks like nothing's going to happen. And Ronnie will hold on to second place there the whole race. Same thing with Abe Lincoln. Carlson will get back-to-back for fourth places. And Paige Callahan in fifth. Her teammate, Baby Driver, in sixth. Unable to pass her on the final lap. Jesse Peetman in seventh place. And now we see the gap between them and Ronnie. Ronnie will come in eighth place while their teammate Jeffy got the podium. And now Jimmy Johnson will hold on to ninth place, while Stingray Rob will get 10th. I mean, just a massive gap between them and the leader. I mean, Danny DeVito is over 50 seconds, almost a minute ahead of 10th place, as Jimmy Johnson will finish in 9th, Stingray Rob in 10th. Top 10s for them. And last race's winner, Toasty Stewart, will add on to his points lead. He'll get at least just 2 points here today. A little more disappointing. And Kevin Hart, after being in the podium positions and having his teammate win, will finish in 12th with 1 point. And here we see maybe the most lopsided podium ever. Abe Lincoln still taller than Danny DeVito, and Jeffy on the podium. It's just a funny photo. But the trash man will get Scuderia Ferrari's first ever win in Formula Piss. Other noticeable finishers include Eric Carlson in fourth place. That's back-to-back fourth places for Carlson. Even though he's not had a single podium this season, he's definitely expecting to be high up in the point standings with back-to-back fourth places. Paige Callahan finished 6th at Agartha. Will finish 5th in Callahan, 5th at Bahrain. Also expecting to get a lot of points. Same thing with Jesse Pinkman. Another point stay for him. And let's just go further down in the field. Stewart in 11th after winning last race at Agartha. And then the other podium drivers from Agartha, Brad Pitt all the way into 22nd. And Lewis Hamlin falls all the way to 24th after finishing second at Agartha and leading multiple laps. Into the driver standings now, Eric Carlson in first with 32 points, getting back-to-back 16 points added up, and he's now our points leader. Just consistency there for him. In second place is Toasty Stewart, who won the first race at Agartha and got 2 points here today. And then in third place, it's Danny DeVito with 26 points, all of them from his win here today. And in fourth place is Paige Callahan, who got 6th in the Agartha, 5th here today, adds up to 26, and tied with Danny DeVito. And tied for 5th is Lewis Hamlin and Jeffy, both with 20, who both got podiums this season. Jesse Pinkman getting back-to-back points, again, 20 points, since Brad Pitt with 18, Lincoln with 18, Shaq with 14, Baby Driver with 12, Varney with 9, Rogan with 8, Jimmy Johnson with 8, Walter White with 6, Statue of Liberty with 4, Stingray Rob with 4, Ben Year's first points, and Kevin Hart with 1 point. While Moist Critical, Aaron Rodgers, Joshua Pierce, Seneca Patrick Starr, Hank Harvick, Gotifi, Kennedy, and Verstappen still looking for the very first points this season. Into constructors now. Superstats Racing still in first place with 48 points. Second is Gabe's biggest inspirations, with Callahan getting back-to-back points and Baby Driver getting some points here today. They're in second in points. Third is Pittsburgh's Most Wanted, all 32 from Eric Carlson, absolutely carrying that team. Ladreek Motorsports with 29, short of Rhea Ferrari with 27, with 26 of those points coming from Danny DeVito. And speaking of 26 points, is Polaris Inc. Racing. Both the drivers got a couple points, and Agartha did not get any points here today at Bahrain. Los Pilotos Hermanos Racing with 26, majority of that from Jesse Pinkman, with a couple from Walter White. Team USA Racing with 22 points. Last Row Motorsports gets on the board with 14 points from Shaq here today. Legacy Mid Club also gets on the board finally, after Yemi Johnson got 8 points here today. And Stingray Robs, 4 points for Ben Year will get them onto the constructors board. While Shitteria, Fertari, and Apex GP are still looking for their first points of the season.